St. Patrick's Day is not what you
The
think.
dark part of St. Patrick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, I guess we can kind of start. Okay. What's up, guys?
Hey.
This is it's been a while. Yeah, so if you guys don't remember, I'm Toby, that's Katie.
Hey.
I'm her nephew, she's my aunt, and we are super into like weird stuff, conspiracy theories, weird holiday stuff, creatures, and so on and so forth. Yeah, we haven't released an episode in a while, and yeah, we just kind of wanted to get back into it, get it back with the new year and everything, and actually take it pretty seriously. So yeah, today we're gonna be talking about like St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Katie did some research on it, and like I did too, but it's even just having this little notes thing that I have here. There's some stuff in here that like threw me for a loop. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of dive into that today, and hopefully you guys vibe with it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some things that I was surprised about. Um, Things that when I think, oh, St. Patrick's Day in my mind, the like top couple of things I thought I knew, I didn't actually know. So
Yeah.
it didn't take very much digging to figure out that I didn't really know anything about this holiday.
What do I know about St. Patrick's Day? Leprechauns,
Yes, green,
drinking. That's
some dude
about it.
named St. Patrick,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
think you'll find that I think you'll learn some things.
Yeah. It'll be a wild ride.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna do the explanation of the holiday right now. So I'm just gonna read off of this thing. I guess we'll just start at the top. So who was Saint Patrick? Saint Patrick's original name was Maywin Suckett, if I'm saying that right, and if I'm not, oh well. He was born in Britain at the end of the Roman rule. So that's something that's like kind of threw me for a loop, just even that, like putting him in that time period. So
Totally. He's like so much older than a dude with red hair wearing a leprechaun costume.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. And he probably didn't even have like red hair, which is crazy because I mean,
yes.
like that's what's kind of and like yeah, that's crazy. Okay, around 385 AD. That's crazy. That's like right at the beginning of
Yeah.
time. That's crazy. Okay. His father was a deacon and his grandfather was a priest, and he was not a believer. Um, I mean that's just interesting in general.
Mm-hmm.
His father was a deacon, his grandfather a priest. So came from like a Christian Catholic background. Came from a
Yeah.
Catholic background. At 16, he was kidnapped by Irish pirates and taken to be a slave in Ireland. He was a shepherd there for 6 years. During that time, he became a believer, Catholic. Um, so that's crazy. Uh, in the confession that the time he's in. Wait a minute, guys. We're gonna start that over. In that time he spent in captivity was critical to his spiritual development. He explains that the Lord had a mercy on his youth and ignorance and afforded him the opportunity to be forgiven his sins and to grow his faith through prayer. That's cool. That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna kind of jump around a little bit. Um, okay, so one night he escaped and traveled to a port 200 miles away where he found a ship and with difficulty persuading the captain, um he was taken after 3 days of sailing landed presumably in Britain, and apparently they all left the ship walking for 28 days in the wilderness. Wow.
Hmm.
After returning home, Patrick continued to study Christianity. Patrick recounts that he had visions a few years after returning home that confirmed he was to return to Ireland as a missionary. He died March 17th in Ireland at around 75 years old. Wow. Okay, and here's his name. So I was literally just thinking like how did he get the name? So legend says that it was Saint Patrick who popularized the four-leaf clover. Oh, never mind. That was about
Yeah,
guys.
I
This is
forgot.
all over
I
the
think
place.
the name was like when he became
Was it not
uh
even him like changing it? Was it something to do with the priesthood
I
or
think so. Yeah, I think it was like once he became like a deacon or no, a bishop, I think is
okay?
what it was. He maybe like got a Catholic name or something.
Got you. Okay,
Could be
got
wrong.
you.
But and I think it was like it wasn't exactly Patrick, it was something Patriacus or something like that.
Okay,
Something more Romany sounding,
yeah,
and then it kind of changed to Patrick and
got you.
then St. Patrick's.
That's sick. That's crazy. Okay, so going into this is kind of funny. Going into this, for some reason in my head, I had this as we're doing St. Valentine's Day. So this was like really throwing me for a loop. I was like, wait, why is he in Ireland? And why is like this is none of the research? And then it just clicked that it was St. Patrick.
That it's actually March. Oh my. Yeah, so originally we were super prepared to record an episode in February, and then I moved across the country.
Yeah.
Toby like traveled back and forth across the
Yeah.
country, running marathons and being crazy. And somehow I woke up and it was March, and I was like, "Oh, darn it.
Let's throw an episode together.
We gotta."
Yeah. So we're a little bit well, at least I'm tripping. But okay, so this actually this brought something back to my mind that there's actually an Adventures in Odyssey, if you guys know Adventures in Odyssey, where they do a St. Patrick's episode.
Oh,
And
really?
this stuff happens in it. So like it's like unlocking memory in my head and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh."
Like
Okay.
a memory unlocked
Yeah,
or whatever
literally.
the
I'm like,
thing is.
"Okay, that's so funny. That's so funny." There's a little bit more, but do you have anything that you want to like comment on or talk
Um,
about?
I guess just like before we started recording, we were talking about how, when I picture St. Patrick's Day, I think, I have these ideas in my head. And I definitely didn't imagine that he wasn't Irish. I was like, oh, he's the patron saint of Ireland. Of course he's going to be Irish. And then he's not even Irish.
Yeah.
Um, I also definitely wasn't expecting it to be as old, like for the story to be as old as you said it was. Like I was
Yeah.
thinking he was like, I don't know, a more modern dude,
Yeah.
not like Roman Empire times.
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
totally changes my vision of like what he looked like, what he was wearing.
Yeah.
Also like what the heck do pirates from 2000 years ago wear? Like, what are
Yeah.
they wearing?
Yeah. What are they wearing? He's kidnapped by pirates, but they're like in these cloaks and stuff.
Yes.
Like
Like,
that's so true. Wow.
do
I
they
never
still
think.
talk like pirates? Like,
Yeah.
these are the questions that,
Army matey.
yeah,
So funny. Oh my
so
god.
funny.
Yeah, I mean, even
Um,
just like thinking of like going kind of piggybacking on that, like for some reason in my head, like Roman people talking like a British accent. And in
mhm.
reality, they weren't talking like that at all, you know? So it's like I'm
Yeah,
picturing these
true.
very British pirates in Roman attire. Like it's
Yeah.
so funny.
There's a lot going on in there.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. So yeah, that was definitely surprising to me. And then I think it's cool that I mean, I know there's going to be like mixed opinions, obviously, on when someone from one culture comes into another culture and changes that culture
Yeah.
religiously and whatnot. But I think it's kind of interesting that he was captured, enslaved. He had obviously been introduced to um like Christian beliefs because of his dad and grandpa, but I think in the research that I was doing, it was saying that he was like very against it. He would have been considered like atheist in our day. He was just like not into it. But it's
Mm.
interesting that so first off, that during that time of hardship as a slave, and he was a shepherd, and it said that he spent like a lot of time alone and he just started praying.
Wow.
And during that time of like solitude and prayer, he ended up becoming a believer, and then went back to Britain, felt like the Lord had told him, you need to go back and become a missionary. So like you got to go learn, about that. I don't know exactly how long he spent in Britain. It's some said like some things said like 12 years, some said that he like returned back to Ireland pretty quickly, but that he was like led to go back to the place where he had been like treated so poorly, and you
Mm.
think he would like never want to go back there, because I think he was like a wanted man. Technically he like escaped his master and fled,
Yeah.
but he still was like, no, I got to go back and like bring the Lord to these people.
Yeah.
Which again, there's obviously going to be mixed opinions on that, because a lot of like that Celtic culture was lost during that time, but also like he just had such a heart for the people and was willing to like risk death and enslavement to go back and um, bring the message to them or whatever. So kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
That is true. Even just like I mean, you kind of see that a lot sometimes in Christian stories where sometimes in the in the suffering
Hmm.
is when like the light can shine through, you know what I'm saying? And God can kind of shine through that. But also like people um like going back to what was the pain, you know what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
bring that light to that area. At least I can't really think of any other stories right now, but I feel like that's a pretty common theme, you know?
Hmm.
It's cool.
Yeah, I agree. It's cool.
Okay, and then what else do we have? Um the first St. Patrick's parade was in America in 1601 in St. Augustine, Florida. The
Wow.
next written account of a parade was in New York in March 17th, 1772, when a homesick Irish soldier hosted a St. Patrick's party. It was considered a spiritual holiday, with pubs being closed on that day until the 70s. Wow,
That's
that's
the
crazy.
That is crazy, because it's so not, again, like so not what I picture when I
Yeah,
think of St. Patrick's Day. I don't think like, oh, we're gonna go to church and like
yeah,
um do anything religious.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it was like, so the pubs were closed until the 70s, and then it was like in the 90s that I don't know if it was like the Irish government, but like they were trying to boost tourism in Ireland.
Mm,
So they were like, "Hey, let's use St. Obviously, they know about St. Patrick's in America, St. Patrick's
yeah,
Day, because like we were the ones doing the parades and whatnot. So they're like, let's
yeah,
try and get some tourists over here
yeah.
and kind of work St. Patrick's Day into like Irish Culture Day."
Yeah,
And but I
kind of
think
push
that
the
was in like the 90s. So I
yeah.
mean, that sounds like a long time ago now, but considering that the first parade was in what did you say, 16?
Yeah, it's what was it? 1601. Like
One?
that's insane.
That's so long ago.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's crazy.
That's
Wow.
really crazy.
Because when America was founded in 1776, right?
Yeah, so it was
It was
pre-America.
pre-America.
we were
That's
having
insane. Irish parades.
St.
But we were
Patrick's Day.
that's actually crazy.
That's so funny.
Okay. I think you said you wanted to take some of the stuff highlighted in blue and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so we're going to segue into a moment of statistics. And
Whoop, whoop.
woo woo, so exciting. I should have wrote these down because I don't know. If I go like this, Toby, can you still see me?
No, but it's okay.
Okay. Maybe we can just put like
I'll put a picture of you right there.
okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so once the pubs became open in the 1970s, we have a very different story of St. Patrick's Day and the consumption of alcohol. So let's talk some stats. So 46% of St. Patrick's Day celebrators plan to buy alcohol, with beer being the most popular choice for drinkers. 60% of people are going to choose beer. Specifically, Irish beers like Guinness or Smithwick's, which I'd never heard of, but Guinness is definitely the most popular choice with more than 13 million pints being consumed worldwide on St. Patrick's Day alone. 13 million pints. I don't really know how many cups a pint is, but
Yeah,
13 million. And I guess that's worldwide. It's not just America, but still, that seems like a lot of Guinness.
that's insane. Like
That's
it's a like some you know how like you think of a number and you can't really like see the number. Like I
yes.
can't even see that number. Like
Yes.
my brain's kind of stops at like 1,000. That's the most
Yes.
amount of anything I've ever seen.
Like if you lined up,
Yeah.
like I
If
guess
you
I
went
should
up
have looked up
1,000 Guinness, like
like
that's
how far
crazy.
would that go?
Oh,
Would it
oh my
stretch
gosh,
across the
that's
country?
crazy. Oh my
I
gosh.
don't
How
know.
far would 70 million trillion
If
pints
you're a math person,
Yeah,
let us know.
comment that down below.
Okay, let's see. What else do I got? That's about drinking. Now let's talk some dollar bills. So in 2024, so last St. Patrick's Day, the total spending in the United States for St. Patrick's Day reached a record of $7.2 billion, with the average consumer spending approximately $44.40. That was a big increase from the year before. It was yeah, almost $1 billion more than the previous couple years. But what's kind of crazy is that sounds like a ton of money,
Yeah,
but compared to the other holidays, it's like a lower ranking holiday.
way less. Okay, wow,
Way less, which like is
wow.
still insane to me because I'm like
Yeah.
7 point whatever $billion on St. Patrick's Day. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love St. Patrick's Day. I guess. I don't know. I don't even know if I love
When
St.
was the
Patrick's
last time I celebrated it? Like,
Yeah.
actually.
Not like
Yeah,
I haven't bought anything. I am wearing green.
yeah. Hey,
So hey, but
hey.
yeah, I don't I guess I'm not a super celebrator of St. Patrick's Day. I think I will try and do that differently this year.
We'll
Maybe
buy a
I'll make
pot of
some like
gold.
soda bread or something.
Ooh, some cupcakes
So
or something.
yeah,
Green
do
cupcakes.
something.
Yeah.
But yeah, still that number to me sounded really big. And then once I
That
looked at like how it's rated, I was like,
yeah.
well,
I need to
but
know what people are buying. That's
yes.
like, what are you buying? Like, I guess alcohol, but like, is there anything
Hmm.
else? Like, where is the St. Patrick's Day like decor? You know what I'm saying? We
Yes.
need some more of that, folks. Where's the St. Patty's Day decor?
Yeah. Where
Some
is
sort of
it?
pirate ship with like a green leprechaun or something? I don't even know.
Yeah. People would be like, why do you have a pirate ship?
Why do you have? We
Be
need to
like, well,
capitalize on this.
let me tell you. Okay, let's see. Some non-spending stats of interest. The largest share of the population identifying as having Irish ancestry are in Boston, Providence, Rhode Island, and Pittsburgh. And Hallmark started making cards for St. Patrick's Day in the early 1920s. So there you go. It
There
became
we
a
go.
Hallmark holiday.
Yeah, that's when it officially started, the holiday.
Yes.
When
Yeah. If you
Hallmark
wanted
was
to
like,
know the
once they make
official
a
start date.
movie, that's when it'll start going around.
Yes. Yeah.
Luck of the
Exactly.
Irish or something.
Hmm.
That's okay. So Hallmark cards, 1920s.
Yeah. So 100 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe I'll try and find some like real OG
Ooh,
St.
that'd be
Patrick's Day
cool.
cards, and I'll
Yeah.
post them on the Instagram just
Yes.
to
Follow the
see.
Instagram, guys. Faith and Folklore. We're gonna
Yes.
start. We're gonna start doing some stuff with that for real. We're gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. This is the year for this podcast. I swear.
I swear.
Okay, so kind of going off of the decor, one of the like pieces of decor is like the clover. I feel like that's
Mhm.
the only piece of decor for
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day. So
True.
this is kind of how that started, folks. Okay. Legend says that it was St. Patrick who popularized the four-leaf clover. Clover was a common plant in Ireland, and St. Patrick used it to explain the concept of the Holy Trinity. The three leaves of the shamrock represent the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Over time, the rare four-leaf clover variety became associated with good luck, with the fourth leaf symbolizing faith, hope, love, and of course, God's favor, aka luck. Um,
Mm.
Kind of going off of that, well, I mean, if we kind of want to talk about that, that's a cool origin story for
Yeah,
that.
it's so true. I've never seen a clover on St. Patrick's Day and thought Father, Son, Holy Spirit, or
Yeah,
faith, hope, love, or whatever. Like,
yeah,
I always just thought, oh, okay, a four-leaf clover is lucky.
yeah. But like, why? Yeah, like
But
then
why?
it's like, why is it lucky? Like, I never
Yeah,
like thought about it, but
yeah.
yeah, that's so
And I
cool.
like that he took like something that was familiar, and I think a part of their um like belief, like they believed that the four-leaf clover was lucky. And
Yeah,
so he kind of took th- his what he was teaching and something they already knew and kind of blended it into a very like applicable understandable concept.
yeah, yeah. That is so true. It's I should try and find the quote. I'll try and find it at the end, but there's this cool quote that I like about luck and stuff, but I'll find
Oh,
that
cool.
after this. Okay, kind of going off of that, clover. The clover is green. We're going to talk about green, guys. Originally the color green was not associated with Ireland or St. Patrick's Day.
What?
Um, the Irish color was blue, which was linked to the Irish monarchy and King Henry the I can't read Roman numerals, but we're gonna say it's a
Yeah,
number.
one of the King Henrys.
Yeah, one of them. There's too many. Come on, guys. Um, However, when the Irish fought back against the British during the 8th century, particularly in the context of the Irish Rebellion, okay, of the 1798, they adopted the color green as a symbol of their resistance and
Mm.
national identity. Over time, green became closely associated with Ireland, and it eventually became the color most strongly linked to St. Patrick's Day. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
that's very interesting. I
Yeah.
was j- I was uh I was for some reason, I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts, but one of them was talking about like the Irish Rebellion because they were talking about
Oh,
this movie like about that. And when we were talking about I don't remember what it was. Talking about something in here. It made me think of that. So
that's so crazy.
that's crazy. That's really interesting. Even
Yeah.
just I mean, yeah, just I mean, kind of going from even bringing in the four-leaf clover again to where
Hmm.
it's like this thing that's kind of stamped in our culture. Um, just because it's like surrounding us, we think we believe that it's lucky, and St. Patrick is like the Holy Trinity. Um, kind of seeing that like kind of come full circle, talking about the color that they chose to fight off their monarchy, then
Yeah.
the rebel. It's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine blue being Ireland itself is like so green.
It's
You know what
so
I mean?
green.
Like
Like,
it is green.
it's a good thing they left the monarchy, because they had
Yeah.
horrible leadership. They were
Yeah.
like, I don't know what color, guys. I don't know why their Boston accent, but
Yeah.
guys, I don't know, maybe like blue or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thinking of like a blue four-leaf clover is
Yes.
hilarious.
Like no, no. It just doesn't work. All
It
right. The
doesn't.
color
It
scheme is
doesn't.
off.
It's so funny. Henry the Third or whatever, do better. Jeez.
Yeah. Come on.
Green.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, we talked about the. Oh, there was something that I saw. Oh, what was it? It looked very funny to me. Um, it was literally in here, and I don't know where it is, but it was talking about how they put green in the was it the Chicago
Oh, yes. Okay,
River?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it's in there when you goes so once you get down to just below the green thing, it talks about how St. Patrick's Day is celebrated all around the world,
New
but here
York.
in America, blah blah blah. It
Oh, okay,
talks
yeah.
about
I think I
New
just found it.
York,
Yeah, New York,
Chicago.
St. Patrick's Day parade. Okay, yeah. And in Chicago, okay, yeah. And in
Yeah.
Chicago, the Chicago River is famously dyed green every year. This tradition began in 1962, when the city's plumbers union, looking for a way to make the holiday more festive, used a green dye to color the river. Initially, the dye was used to trace illegal sewage discharges, but they decided to repurpose it for the celebration. That's hilarious.
That's so
Oh, that's so
funny.
thinking about it as like they just act like they accidentally did it. Like, what if what if they were just like, guys, we just spilled a lot of green dye in the river.
Yeah, they're like,
They're like,
we're
hey,
gonna
it's
get in
okay.
so much trouble.
Wait, you
And they're
just
like,
did
it's
this?
fine. It's
Wait,
St. Patrick's Day.
it's of course I knew that, and I
Yeah.
wanted to do that because I'm Irish. Really,
Yes.
you're Irish plumber? No, that's so funny. That's amazing. Dang.
Yeah, that'd be so
Um.
cool to see.
Oh, today, a special environmental safe dye is used to turn the river a vibrant shade of green. Okay, cool. We can still do it, guys. But
Yes.
yes,
Environmentally friendly
guys,
now.
bring back the environmentally not friendly one. That's way more fun. If you like swim in that, like, what happens to you?
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
hilarious. Uh, okay. The process involves dumping thousands of pounds of dye into the river, and it typically lasts for several hours. The river dyeing has become one of Chicago's most iconic St. Patrick's Day traditions, drawing crowds from all over to witness the unique spectacle. It's a part of a larger series of festivals, including parades, parties, that take place throughout the city. That's so funny. That's awesome. That's a fun little thing. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I've had some
We're
friends that
learning
have
so
gone
much.
and like for it or whatever. Because I think like Chicago, New York, Boston, those are like the cities to go to if you are one of those people that spends $44 and
Yeah,
40 cents
yeah.
on St.
$44.
Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
You might want to go to one of these cities to experience
That's the money they
their
spend in gas to get to Chicago.
yes, yes, and then to buy
Uh,
your beer when you get
yeah,
there.
then to buy the beer. Oh, that's so funny.
Oh my gosh. And
That's
I think New York has the biggest, something like the biggest and the oldest, well, not oldest, oldest running maybe, continuously running St. Patrick's Day parade. So they say New York's like the has the biggest celebration, but then Chicago would be the next
close
cool
sec.
place, and then Boston would be the next.
Interesting. the
fun
next expansion.
place.
Because
Yeah.
didn't you say up here that because I like Irish people
Hmm.
migrated to, was it New York and
Yeah.
Boston
Yeah.
and Chicago?
I guess it's Chicago. I don't know the history on that, but I do know a lot of the immigrants during the potato famine in like the 19, I think they've, immigrants have been coming over all along, but I think especially in the 1940s when the Great Potato Famine happened in Ireland, a lot
Oh,
of
the Great
them
Potato
came.
Famine.
The Great Potato Famine
Man,
came during that time to New York, especially, and then I think also like into Boston. But it's just like it's sad. They were so oh my gosh, what's the word? Nobody liked them. Like
oh,
they had a lot of racial tension and issues because a lot of them were farmers and they might not have been as educated. They couldn't read or write or that kind of
mm,
stuff. Their accents were really hard to understand, and so they like wouldn't people wouldn't give them jobs,
dang,
and it like became this whole really terrible prejudice against Irish people.
yeah.
um but then I was reading, this is like nothing really to do with St. Patrick's Day, but I thought it was interesting, was that there was such an influx of Irish immigrants that eventually the like politicians realized, oh my gosh, there's this giant group of people that are kind of like unloved, and so they realized that if they kind of catered to them, they like went to their St. Patrick's Day parade
Mm,
and like got
yeah.
involved in these giant Irish communities, that then they could sway their vote
Oh, wow.
and then they could
Interesting.
get
Yeah.
elected or whatever, because it was this huge group of people that really were kind of like ostracized and like not
Yeah.
paid attention to, and then they were like, wait a minute, we could use this.
Yeah, we can use
So
them. I
that's
love it
politics
when
for you,
people, yeah,
but
I love it when the people in power do that.
yeah.
We can use these people. There's so many of
Yes,
them.
there's so many of them,
That's so funny.
and so yeah,
I'm
so
just
they like
picturing them like they're like, I relate to you guys. Potatoes, freaking
yes,
four-leaf
yeah,
clover. I
yeah,
get it, okay?
I get it, vote for me,
Vote
I'm
for
wearing
please,
green.
please.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
that's so funny. Oh
Mm.
man. Okay, so guys, we've gone through the history, we've gone through the Green River, we've gone through politicians and talking to Irish people. Now, what else do we have? How are you celebrating St.
Mm.
Patrick's Day? Let's talk about that.
Well, gosh, I would love to hear how anyone else is celebrating it. So
Yes. Comment down below.
comment below. Um, Let us know how you'll be celebrating. Are you making corned beef and
Yeah.
cabbage?
Are you spending
Sounds,
$44 on your stuff?
yeah, on your stuff.
What
Why
are
not?
you buying? And if you
Yes.
like are super into the holiday, please tell
Hmm.
me where to get these decorations because I'm very
Yeah.
interested. Yeah, I honestly completely forgot about St. Patrick's Day, so I don't know what I'll be doing. Maybe I'll dress up green or go to a parade or when is St. Patrick's Day?
It's on the 17th. It is on the day he
17th.
died.
Oh,
So
okay.
he died March
Oh,
17th,
yes.
and that's the
Yes,
day they've
75.
decided to celebrate
Interesting.
the day on. But yeah, yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know how to make soda bread, but maybe
Well,
I'll try and make
maybe we'll
some
post
soda
a
bread.
video.
Watch
Post
a
a video.
YouTube.
Like how to make Irish soda bread, and then we'll tell you a conspiracy theory.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Corned beef. I don't know. That just
Yeah.
doesn't sound great to me. But maybe it,
What are you talking about? They got the best food up there. Oh, these are most popular St. Patrick's Day movies. Oh
yes.
man. Okay. Guys, we actually need to watch some of these. This would be fun.
Yeah, this would
Um
be fun. That first one sounds really interesting.
yeah, what is it? The Quiet Man, directed by John Ford, starring John Wayne and Maureen O'Hare. Set in Ireland, this classic film tells the story of an American man who returns to his ancestral home in the Irish countryside and falls in love with a uh, fair local woman. I don't know how to read that. But that's so cool. I didn't even
That sounds
think about
cute.
that. There was the I think you've probably seen it. There's a movie. What is it called? Leap Year.
Oh yeah, where she goes to Ireland and then falls
Yeah,
in love with
it's
that
like a whole
gorgeous guy.
yeah.
Actually,
So
I don't know if she falls in love with him. He kind of falls in love with her, and
yeah.
then she realizes what's wrong with me. Hello, look at
Look
him.
at this dude. Yeah,
Hello.
super. That's a good one, guys. Guys,
That
these
is a
are
good
some.
one.
That's a good one. Yeah, guys, we are definitely gonna watch that one, The Quiet Man. That's so cool. The
When was
Quiet
that one
Man.
from?
That was 1952.
1952.
The
Okay.
Quiet Man has become a beloved film, especially around St. Patrick's Day, due to its charming uh, depiction of Irish culture, its picturesque landscapes, and its themes of love and reconciliation. It's often a go-to movie for those looking to celebrate Irish heritage during the holiday. That's cool.
Cool. Okay,
Um,
so not necessarily St. Patrick's themed, but
yeah,
Irish themed. So it's
yeah,
cool to like see the culture in the movie.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that sounds
That's
good.
super cool. That's very cool. Okay, what else do we got? Other popular St. Patrick's Day movies. I don't even know how to say that. Leprechaun. Duh. 1993 for a more horror themed experience. Ooh.
Hmm.
Um. And Darby Ogle and the Little People. Uh. 1959 for a family-friendly fantasy. Oh, okay. Katie, we might need to film a thing
Oh,
watching Leprechaun. That'd be so
yes.
fun. Oh
That
my
would be
gosh.
fun.
That'd
All
be
right, well, that'll
hilarious.
be our movie
Guys,
of the month.
yeah. Oh my gosh, that'd be hilarious. Okay. That's fun. I
That is
want
fun.
they need to make like there's what is it? There's this one movie. It's called like Luck of the Irish or something.
Oh,
What
yeah. That's
the
crazy that that one didn't come up.
yeah. Okay, yeah, that's like more of a Disney Channel movie.
Yeah, I think
Disney
I
Channel.
remember. I think I loved that movie. I've always like loved the idea of um anything like in the fairy
Yeah,
world and realm. I
yeah,
think I really remember liking that movie, the Luck of the Irish movie, like super cheesy Disney
yeah,
2000s movie,
yeah.
but that
You gotta watch it. Come on.
gotta watch it, guys.
I'm looking that up. That's so funny. Like this one came up as well. It's another one from 1948 called The Luck of the Irish.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
really old, guys.
Really
You got a
old.
couple choices here.
Yeah, you could watch one a week
Yeah,
all month long.
starting in the first. You can like double up because it's almost the end of the first week of.
That's true.
But hey,
Yeah.
that's okay.
But hey, it's not too bad. It's not like Christmas movies where you could spend
Yeah.
every
Oh
night the whole month.
gosh. Every
Um,
year, I feel like I miss the mark on watching Christmas movies. I'm always
I
like,
know.
this is
I
it.
start
I'm gonna
off
watch it.
strong
Yeah, literally. I'm like,
and
oh,
then
2 a night, and then it's like,
yeah,
I don't know, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
too many.
Yeah, it's there is so many, and they need to kind of stop making them. They've made enough.
Yeah.
It's we've there's enough for me to like not need any more and make it through my entire the rest of my
Life.
life.
Well, I think this is like a perfect segue talking about leprechauns into our new segment called
Called
Cryptid
oh yes,
Corner.
cryptid corner.
The Cryptid Corner.
Cryptid
Boo-doo-boo-doo-boo.
corner. Cryptid
Mhm.
corner. There's a cryptid corner. I don't know. We'll figure it out, guys. We need these fun
um,
little songs, little jingles.
that's our jingle of the day. And of course, when we're talking about Ireland and um, St. Patrick's Day,
Yes.
cannot go without talking about leprechauns.
Yes.
And even after all of my research, I still honestly don't know how they necessarily became connected. Like,
Like
why
with
leprechauns
Ireland or with St. Patrick's
with
Day?
St. Patrick's Day?
Okay, 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 okay.
Like, there's not really a connection there, but I think maybe just because of the like trying to have more Irish culture being involved in the holiday or
Mm,
something, it kind of got thrown in there.
that does
But
make
there's not
sense.
necessarily like a direct connection that I could find between leprechauns and St. Patrick's Day. But from what I did find, um, hold on, find my notes.
Guys, she's
Moment.
working.
Working. um, Something that's interesting, and I'm not like an expert on it, but from what I could find out, most of the Celtic stories that have like that we have um were either passed down verbally or they were written down by medieval, like they came from medieval manuscripts from monks, because the Celtic people, so right, specifically Ireland, right now, I don't think they had a written language. And so, as Christianity came into Ireland, and typically it was like the bishops or the um, uh, priests or monks in this setting, they knew how to write. And so they
Yeah.
would take some of those stories and write them down. Um, so they're not like 100% clear a lot of times on where stuff came from, because it was like a monk writing it down versus like a Celtic, or like a, yeah, like a priest, or not a priest, like a someone from that religion.
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally.
Um so we have what we have, and that's what it is.
You get
But
what you get and you don't throw a
get
fit.
what you get. But yeah, so the earliest reference to leprechauns, where they were actually sea creatures or
Oh,
sea
oh,
beings, I guess.
interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was like from so long ago. They were like written more like in like more like mythology type times.
Oh, okay.
And there was this whole long story about this king named Fergus, I think, who fell asleep. He'd like been at war, and then he'd fallen asleep on a beach, and these little people, three little guys, tried to capture him, but then he was like a big old dude, and so he was like, he pretty much just like caught them. I don't know,
Yeah.
just picked them up by their shirts
They're
and was
relaxed.
like,
That's
"What are you
funny.
guys doing?" And so he tied them up, and he was like, "I'll let you guys go, but you have to grant me a wish." So I think that kind of ties back into like way later on how they say if you catch a leprechaun, you can get like three wishes, or you can get a wish granted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're
Um,
lucky somehow, yeah.
they're luckies and they have power. So he asked for a wish, and he asked that he could breathe underwater, because these were like water
Mm. Island.
beings.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so some stories say that they gave him like some herbs, and he had to like put it in his mouth or his ears, which totally reminded me of gillyweed from Harry Potter, but
Oh, yeah, yeah.
side
That's
note.
mystic.
And then other sources say that they made him these fancy special shoes, which then they say connects way again later on down the line as to why leprechauns are like cobblers. It
Oh,
all started with these like
interesting.
fancy shoes that they made him, but the
Yeah.
shoes made it so he could go into the water and breathe underwater. And then there's all these like crazy things that happen, this like giant sea monster that he fought, and yada yada yada.
Wow.
But then much later, so those writings were from like the 8th century, so I don't even know what year that is, but it's a long time
That's a
ago.
long time
A
ago.
long time ago, people. Okay. So then, much, much later, leprechauns were grouped into more of the Celtic gods and goddesses that or that are known as I think it's like the She, the Ashi. It's
Okay.
spelled Sidhe, but it's pronounced she. So they're the descendants of the Tuatha De Danann, which was like this these which tell me what you think of when I tell you what this is,
Okay.
okay? So the Tuatha De Danann, they say, were these gods and goddesses that came down from the heavens
Oh.
on storm clouds,
Oh,
and
wow.
were they had all the skills. They knew like all these certain skills. They
Like
knew
root cutting and like
yes,
potions and woodwork
potions and
and like metal
astrological
stuff.
things
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
numerology, and they had all these skills and talents and magic powers and stuff, but this specifically these gods, the Ashi, the descendants of the Tuatha De Danann, and they came down from the sky with all this knowledge. What does that remind you of, Toby?
That reminds me of Nephilim and Watchers
Yes.
in the Bible in
Yes.
Genesis 6.
That's
Oh my
right.
gosh, that's
Right? Mind blown.
crazy.
So to
Yeah.
me, it's not proof that I know everything, but it kind of is. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's just to me, it speaks so much to how each culture has these really, really
Specific
similar
stories.
storylines.
Very
And
specific, similar stories.
yes. And
Yeah.
that, like, to me, it shows that Christianity doesn't disprove their stories.
Yeah.
To me, it really shows that they
Yeah.
are true,
Combines
and
them.
they combine them, and like I don't know, I just thought
Yeah.
that was so cool because
Yeah.
it's so, if you know about the Nephilim and the fallen angels, and then you know how they're described,
Yeah.
it's like so goes
It's
so
crazy.
hand in
Yeah.
hand.
That's yeah.
And I'm like, what? They really were real. And they only knew how to describe them in the way that they knew how to describe them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, how did they describe them? They came up with a whole mythology around them, that they were gods and goddesses, and they were descendants of these other gods and goddesses, and they ruled over Ireland, and they kind of commingled with the people, and they taught them things, but they were um, like that they ruled over Ireland.
Yeah.
And so the leprechauns were kind of part of that whole Fae situation.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
then once Christianity or Catholicism kind of came into the country, and those stories were either like erased or diminished, the creatures, or like the Fae people, were taken from like the status of like god and goddess, and then kind of like literally diminished or made smaller, um, less power and smaller, and they became more of like the Fae.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And
Wow.
so we think like, oh, fairies and leprechauns, they're just these little like magic people, and they're just
Yeah.
cute and little. But like back then, they were literally like the gods and goddesses
Gods.
that ruled. But then, so Christianity or Catholicism, whatever, it kind of kept, like, you can't squash out those stories entirely, but they just like diminished them into like these lesser powerful entities, I
Like
guess.
yeah, like literally like shrunk them. That's
Shrunk
crazy.
them
Yeah.
quite literally.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
Size
interesting.
and capability, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and so then the leprechaun specifically, from what I could see, there was like four different types, and I'm gonna just totally jack up the pronunciation of these.
Mm.
But the thing that stood out to me the most was that the color that was associated with them was red, not green, for a long time. Um,
Fairies
be-
or leprechauns?
with leprechauns.
Okay. That's crazy.
Um, and I guess red was the color of the solitary fae, and leprechauns were very solitary beings, and so the color red was more associated with them. Um, but there's four different types. In the north, there was the lograme lograme log it's terrible. It looks like log hairy man, but it's like lograman.
Harry Logman.
Hairy logman. Log Harriman.
Logherman. Yep, we're
Lograman. Something like that. He wore a fancy red coat, white pants, and a broad brimmed pointy hat.
Whoa, wait. Okay, that's really interesting.
Which
Fancy
is,
red clothes.
yes,
Wow.
fancy.
That
And
sounds like
then,
Santa Claus a little bit.
yeah, sounds more, yes. And what's funny is he was more from the north
Yeah,
side.
stuff. That's really interesting.
And then the south in Tipperary, they're called the Lorigadon. He also wore a red jacket but it looks more like, I don't know how to say this, but like Irishy. Like he wore like a jockey cap
Okay.
and he had a sword, but it was a sword slash magical wand. And
Oh, wow.
then more kind of on the west, there's the Luricon, which I think is more like starting to be maybe more of what we kind of picture. Still red, but he's super plump. Plump belly, red face, and red jacket. And then near Monaghan, they're called the Cluricon, and he also was in a red dress coat, but he has a green vest and then like shiny black shoes and more of that red curly hair. So kind of leaning
Okay.
more toward what I think we would picture when we think leprechaun, with the
Yeah.
green vest and the
Yeah.
black little shiny shoes. And I think he had a hat of some kind, but specifically red curly hair was kind of his thing.
Dang.
But yeah, that's kind of what I could find. And then eventually the color, as I think as the Irish color became more green, he started to take on more of a green look
Yeah, green
to
vibe.
him. And then the whole pot of gold thing was that because they're cobblers by trade, it's like every time a leprechaun makes a shoe, he gets a gold coin that
Oh,
he puts in his pot
pot
of
of
gold
gold.
that he hides at the end of a rainbow. So there you go.
Oh, that's so
That's
funny. Just that's the connect. I feel like the rest of it, it's like they were kind of like, okay, we'll take like this and
yes.
we'll kind of combine it and we'll change the color and we'll go and then
Yes.
they're like, hey, but what about the shoes? What do
Yeah.
you
They're
mean? What do
like,
you mean shoes? The
oh yeah.
shoes.
They make
Uh,
shoes.
uh, uh, we'll put it at the end of a rainbow.
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
okay, sure.
okay.
Whatever. What's
That's
funny
so
is I
funny.
never even thought, like, I always thought elves, well, and again, like I think it's just like our mix of like we don't really know,
Mix
but
of
like
everything. Yeah.
I thought elves made shoes. They could
Yeah.
make shoes, they work at the North Pole, or they bake in trees. Like
Yeah.
we've all seen Elf.
Yeah, it is so interesting. Even just like, I mean, there's so many different versions of like elves. Like, there's
Mm-hmm.
like there's the like cute little Santa Claus elf,
Yeah.
but then there's also like Tolkien elves. Like, there's
Right.
such a range of elves, like just in
Yeah, that's so
everything.
true.
And these,
Yeah.
like, I think even just talking about it, like Tolkien's elves seem more
Mm-hmm.
accurate to the like actual folklore and
Yeah.
stories of just all the stuff considering them more gods,
Mm-hmm.
like, and elves being so powerful, like living forever unless they're killed, like being able to like
Yeah.
not grow old, like all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff, like, and just even just being very, very tall. Like,
Yeah.
it's super interesting.
Yeah. I agree where we think like, oh, they're just these like little things. And it's like,
Yeah,
well, not
actually,
necessarily.
yeah, that's super cool.
But yeah.
Hearing like I mean, just the original story to where this dude wakes up to these like small people like trying to steal him, and then instantly
Yeah.
he's like, "Give me a wish." Like, what?
Yeah, he's like, actually, no. I'm just gonna like
Actually, hey,
grab all three of
nope.
you.
Now make me breathe on the water, and they're just
Yeah.
like,
They're like,
"What?"
okay.
Where
But
do
then I
you
think the
realize
like
that?
funny thing is that they're like most fey creatures, they're like very capricious. They're very like sneaky or like
Yeah,
trickery or whatever.
yeah,
So there was something where like they gave him his wish, but there was like some little like
trick or like
trick
a
in it. I
catch
can't
of
remember what
it.
it
Yeah,
was, but yeah, something like that.
that's so
And
funny.
most of the stories you see or read about having to do with leprechauns, it's like the person will ask for something, their wish, and the leprechaun will give it to them, but it's like it's never what they think it's going to
Yeah.
be. Like there was another story about a guy who caught a leprechaun, asked for the wish, and the leprechaun told him, "I have some treasure buried under that tree right there." And the guy was like, "Okay, cool." And the guy needed the money because he wanted to marry this girl, but he was poor and blah blah blah.
Mm.
So he was like, "Perfect, there's gold." And so but he knew that leprechauns were tricky, so he was like, "I'm going to tie this red or this I think it was red uh ribbon around the tree, and I'm going to go get my shovel, and you have to promise me that you won't take that ribbon down. Like you have to leave the ribbon up." And the leprechaun was like, "You got it." So the guy runs to go get his shovel, and when he comes back, the leprechaun had left the red ribbon on the tree, but he had tied red ribbons on every tree.
Oh my gosh.
So like stuff like that, where
Yeah,
it's like they
very
give you what you want,
smarty.
but
Yeah, there's always a catch. That's
there's a
so interesting.
catch.
Okay, so that's leprechauns, guys. Now, what else?
I think all we have left is our
Oh, the holidays.
the holidays of the month.
Yes. Okay.
So we've got a lot of holidays. What's insane is that as I was picking these, each day I would say had at least 5 to 10 other holidays I could have, or holidays
Wow.
slash national days slash international days that I could have chosen.
Chosen. Wow.
And this
These were
is what
the
I chose. So
Okay. So guys, this is my first time reading these. Katie chose these, and yeah, this will be funny.
this will be fun. We'll post a picture of this on the Instagram so that you can
Yeah.
kind of follow along each day and see
Yeah.
what day it is today.
Yes. Okay. March holidays. March is Adopt a Rescue Guinea Pig Month. Hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. First holiday, guys. Okay. National Peanut Butter Day. That's the
Mm,
first. I'm actually really sad that I missed that. I love peanut
I
butter.
know.
Okay.
Same. Pretty bummed.
National Dr. Seuss Day. That's actually really sick. National Pets Had Thumbs Day. Oh, if
Yes.
pets had thumbs day.
Yes.
What?
What March 3rd? Yeah, March
Yeah,
3rd.
March 3rd. That's hilarious.
If
Okay.
pets had thumbs day.
March 4th, National Salt Awareness Week. What is
It's
that?
also Mardi Gras,
Oh, Mardi Gras.
but
Oh,
it's the
yes, yes,
start
yes.
of Salt Awareness Week. So
Okay,
Salt Day.
Ash Wednesday, that's hilarious. Not Ash Wednesday is hilarious, the other one's hilarious. Guys, I mixed it up. I'm sorry.
Delayed reaction.
Delayed reaction, guys.
To
I'm
Salt
sorry.
Bay Week.
Ash Wednesday's great, guys. Okay, the 6th, that's today. Day of the Dude. That's
Day of
funny.
the Dude. It's
Day of the
Toby's
Dude.
day.
Guys, it's my day. World Day of Prayer, and then National Ben Day. So
I had to throw that in just because Toby has an uncle named Ben,
yes,
my
yes.
brother. So
yes.
National Day of Prayer, or wait, is it national or no? World Day?
Oh yeah, World Prayer Day.
World
and
Prayer Day
then
tomorrow.
National Ben Day.
Very important,
So
but
funny.
also National Ben Day.
That's
Lucky
hilarious.
Bens.
Lucky Ben. Shout out Ben. International Women's Day. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Heck yeah. Okay. Daylight savings. Oh man, daylight
10th.
saving.
Yeah, so on the 10th, mark your calendar. If
Yeah.
you live in a state that changes, which is
I
like
always
every
for-
state but
yeah.
Arizona, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I always that's the thing is I always forget about
Mhm.
daylight savings because we grew up in Arizona and
Yep.
they didn't do that.
They didn't do it.
National Ranch Dressing Day.
March 11th.
Heck yeah,
Hey.
March 11th. Or March 10th.
Oh,
And then
sorry.
the 11th is Johnny Appleseed Day. That's cool.
Hey. Eat an apple.
Yeah, eat an apple or plant a tree or I don't even
True.
know.
Yeah.
The 12th is Plant a Flower Day. The 13th is Purim.
Oh yeah, it's a Jewish holiday that celebrates Esther.
Oh
like,
yes,
Some super cool
I have
traditions.
done that before actually. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool one. So there you go.
There
For
we
our
go.
Jewish friends like us.
Yeah, yes, we are Jewish. The 14th is Pi Day. That'll actually be really fun.
Yes.
Like,
I
is that like Pi Day or is it like Pi Day? Like
Well,
the number
pi, it's like
pi?
a math, because it's
Is it a math joke?
314, right?
Oh,
Which is
yeah,
like some math thing.
3.14 like thing.
Yeah. Which
Okay,
is
got
like
you.
something mathematical,
Some
but
nerd
also
stuff.
nerd stuff. But also, I know a lot of people who bake pies that day because Pi
Okay,
Day.
I'm
So I
definitely
have in
doing
the
that.
past done
That
that. So
sounds
I think I'll
fun.
do that.
Okay, the 15th is Maple Syrup Saturday.
Oh, hey.
That's fun.
Which, speaking of that, I think that might be the Saturday, or no, maybe it's the next Saturday. Corey and I are going to go to Vermont because it's maple tapping season up here
Oh,
in the
shoot.
Northeast. So we're going to go to a sugar shack in Vermont, and they're having like a maple syrup festival. So
That's like, and you're gonna like do like the
yeah,
syrup and like get it out.
yeah, comes out
That's
of the
so
tree.
sick. I have
So
this. I mean, guys, for anybody who has read Little Cabin in the Big Woods, Laura
yes,
Ingalls, I have this memory of them doing that, going to their grandparents' house,
yes,
doing the tree stuff, and then
yeah,
talking about like the candy that is made. Like they made these like they would melt it and then it would be hard and they would like suck on it like a sucker and then they'd make like brown sugar and they'd have all these like crazy things or maple sugar or
yeah,
something like that. But yeah, and then they'd have like all these sweets and like this. That's so sick. Okay,
which for them was like so special.
I
Because
like
when
guys,
else
we
did
need
they
to
get that?
bring this holiday back.
Yeah.
Bring back maple syrup day. The 16th is World Folk Tales and Fables Week. Oh,
Hey,
that's
so
so
maybe
sick.
we'll have a little
Little
special that
something, some
week,
that actually be really cool. Yeah, we
right?
should do that.
Okay.
Or we could go live on the Instagram or like something fun.
Yes, yeah. Keep your eye out.
Okay, 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Let's go. Whoop whoop. The 18th is National Corn Dog Day. That's fun. 19th is Let's Laugh Day. The 20th is spring equinox
Yes.
at what's that other one?
So
Star?
I'm not even exactly sure how to pronounce it, but Austera, maybe?
Okay, yeah.
Austera.
Austria.
It falls in the pagan calendar because it's that first day of spring, the spring equinox. So there's like all sorts of things.
All sorts of cool stuff.
Cool stuff.
Cool
Spring
stuff.
related.
Spring stuff. What's like a fun spring thing? I guess like flowers or
Yeah.
like what's like a thing that comes only with spring?
Rain. Well, I don't know.
Rain.
Yeah, rain. If showers bring flowers.
Because
I
there
think
is like there's so much like even just back in the day, they would always like just like take the season seriously, in a sense
Yeah,
where it's like it's a change of a time, but also it'll change like your actual like body. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
totally. Yeah.
rebirth or something like that.
Oh,
I don't know.
absolutely. No, I agree. I feel like that's like one of my goals this year is to just like get more in tune with what you're saying. With
Nature.
like
Yeah.
as the seasons change, what else like what changes internally? Is it time to like let go? Is it time
Mm,
to like hunker down? Is it,
yeah.
like just stuff like that. I
Yeah.
think that like a lot of times that gets associated with more like pagan rituals and stuff. And of course it does
Yeah.
because they're like
Yeah.
really in tune with that. But I also just think like there are verses in the Bible that talk about like each time is a season and a seasonal
Yeah.
change. And like I
Yeah.
think God created
He created the seasons for a
seasons
reason.
for a
Yeah.
reason. And
And
like
he,
the
yeah,
more in
even,
tune
yeah.
you are with that, I
Yeah.
think the healthier you'll feel. Like there's certain foods that are only um
Yeah.
ripe at certain times of the year. So yeah, just
Yeah.
trying to like focus more on seasonal change and like really notice them. And
Yeah.
also I think living somewhere where there's actual seasons helps with that.
Yeah.
So
That'll be good.
yeah.
Yeah. That's so true. Okay. 21, 21st is Slytherin Pride Day,
Hey.
and Vermont Day. That's
So
fun.
hey, Toby, what's your
Vermont Day.
house? What's your
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw?
Ravenclaw. Yeah. What was your
Nice.
house? Isn't it Gryffindor?
Gryffindor,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought so. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I haven't watched those movies in forever. Man. Okay, I need to watch those movies.
Time to start up a marathon.
Little marathon, spring St. Patrick's Day marathon. Uh 22 is National Goof Off Day.
Hey.
That sounds like just like the most like, oh, it's National Goof Off Day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's like guys, every day's National Goof Off Day.
Hello, have you met
Come on.
Toby?
Oh, um National Goof Off Day. The 23rd is Chips and Dip Day. Oh my gosh.
Mm,
These are like such like these are so fun. Like
yes.
if I was like living like alone or something, or like even going to college and like my friends were just like in a lull or something, like
Yes.
looking up like this and doing it every single day, like the
Yes.
21st, National Peanut Butter Day, you make peanut butter cookies. Dr. Seuss Day,
Mm-hmm.
you read like a Dr. Seuss book. Like you get all your friends together and you watch like
Yes.
a Dr. Seuss movie or something. Like these are
Yes.
such like
It's
fun little
endless. They're
like
so simple.
chips and dip day, like getting
Yeah.
all of your friends together, everybody makes a dip and brings like
Yes.
chips. Like
Chips
that's
and
so
dip.
fun.
It
That's
doesn't get better than that.
hilarious. If
Like,
you have the best
mm,
things ever, chips and dip.
yeah.
That's
What
that's
else do you need
what else do you need?
in
Oh my
life?
gosh. These are so much fun. Okay. Um 24th is cheese steak day. I mean, come on. What the frick? these are
Eat
these
some
are the holidays
cheesesteaks.
that need to be celebrated. What the frick? Uh the 25th is waffle day. Oh my gosh. 26th is make up your own holiday. What?
Yes, right?
That's so
So we're
sick.
gonna have to think about
We need
that.
to think about oh my gosh, that's so awesome. The 27th is International Whiskey Day. That's that's really good. The 28th is Respect Your Cat Day. The 29th is Mom and Pop Business Day, support local. Okay, that's sick.
That's a good one.
That's
Love
just
that one.
good. That's kind of goes back to even just like being in tune with your like the seasons and everything, but also just being in tune with your like culture and your not
Yeah,
culture, your
like your
community.
community.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
totally.
like yeah, that's super cool. The 30th is uh Eid al Fitr.
Yeah, yes. It's the end of Ramadan. So for our Muslim friends,
Oh,
they've been fasting all month They
Oh,
fast all
wow.
day. They eat at night. They eat
Okay.
after sundown. But then on that day, they can actually party and start
Party.
eating food during the day
That's
again.
sick. That's sick. That's crazy. 30 and the 31st is National Tater Tot Day.
Which I'm looking forward to.
That's gonna be amazing. That goes back to potatoes and
Yes.
Ireland and
Which just
St.
really brings
Patrick's
it
Day.
full
That
circle.
brings it full circle, guys.
No more potato famine. I
No
think
more
I'm gonna
potato famine.
make tater tot waffles. Like tater
Oh,
tots in the waffle
man.
maker.
Yes.
Squish them down.
Smash them down. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a lot of fun. We have this like tiny little waffle maker that I'm gonna do that with. And guys, we
Yes.
are going to celebrate. Oh, what was it? National Peanut Butters Day is already gone, but
Yeah.
Chips and Dip Day, that's going down in the books as the greatest holiday of all time. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, that kind of wraps it up. That wraps up the St. Patrick's Day episode.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any closing comments or anything that you want to say? Or
Gosh, I guess I'm just for our Irish people out there, I will do better this year. I
yes,
will do something
get a
for St.
four-leaf
Patrick's Day.
clover.
Yes.
Perhaps
Find
sell
some
a man some
gold.
shoes so he can breathe underwater.
Yeah.
Either or.
Either
Put
or, I'll
put
find a
some
way.
leaves in my ear and see if I can swim underwater.
Yeah.
This will be great. Guys,
Good.
thank you for listening.
Yeah,
And thank you
thanks
for
so
watching.
much.
We are going to be releasing an episode every month, talking about that month's holiday. And you guys can comment down below some holidays that you celebrate, some random holidays that you're just like, oh yeah, I celebrate National Brick Day in April. You freaks.
Weirdos.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the
Yes.
next one.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe.
Yes.
And
Follow the
right now the
Instagram.
best way to support us is just to subscribe, share,
Yeah.
and
Just listen, comment.
Listen.
Comment helps the algorithm and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like it and stuff. Yeah. Thank you guys. See you in the next
thanks,
one.
guys. Bye.
Peace. That's good. That was a good episode.
That was good. Yeah.
I like it.